Great news! Chang Wook explodes with 3 consecutive big projects in 2025 to 2026. What could possibly drive one of Korea's most beloved stars to take on such an ambitious schedule? From long-awaited returns to groundbreaking roles, the excitement is just getting started. Join Red Carpet Revealed as we dive into the details and uncover the full story, right now. The announcement landed like a thunderclap, shaking the entertainment world and sending shockwaves through every corner of the internet. One moment, fans were casually scrolling through their feeds. The next, every platform was ablaze with the same breaking headline: Chang Wook, one of Korea's most beloved and versatile stars, had confirmed not 1, not 2, but 3 massive projects back-to-back, all set to roll out between 2025 and 2026. The news hit like a shot of adrenaline, igniting a wildfire of anticipation that spread across borders, languages, and time zones in a matter of hours. It wasn't just the quantity that stunned everyone, it was the scale. Each project, insiders hinted, was a major production in its own right. The kind of headline-grabbing, industry-defining work that could anchor an actor's career for years. But to commit to 3 in a row? That was something else entirely. It spoke of a confidence, a hunger, and perhaps even a restlessness within Chang Wook. As if he were standing at the edge of a new era in his career, ready to leap higher than ever before. The first whispers began a few days before the official announcement, when sharp-eyed fans noticed a subtle change to his social media. An enigmatic post, a photograph of a sunrise over a quiet film set, appeared without a caption. Only a single emoji, a flame. The image racked up hundreds of thousands of likes in minutes, sparking speculation in fan forums from Seoul to San Francisco. Was it a metaphor for a fresh start? A hint at a new role? Or simply a fleeting moment from a current shoot? By the time his agency confirmed that there would be a special announcement at a press event later that week, anticipation had reached fever pitch. The press event itself felt more like the premiere of a blockbuster than a routine media gathering. Journalists lined the entrance, cameras flashing under the glare of stage lights, their lenses trained on the man of the hour. When Chang Wook stepped onto the stage, dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit offset by a simple white shirt, there was a collective intake of breath. He moved with the ease of someone used to the spotlight, but carried an unmistakable spark of excitement, as if he could barely contain the news he was about to share. "I've always believed in challenging myself," he began, his voice steady but warm. "The past year has been a time of reflection for me, both as an actor and as a person. And now, I feel ready to take on something bigger, something that will push me to new limits." He paused, letting the moment hang in the air, tension in the room rising like a drawn bowstring. "That's why I am proud to say, I will be taking on 3 major projects, one after another, starting in early 2025. The room erupted. The clicking of camera shutters became a staccato rhythm underscoring the excited chatter of reporters. On social media, livestream viewers flooded comment sections with exclamation marks, emojis, and disbelief. The hashtags Chang Wook 3 projects, Chang Wook explosion, and number 2025 to 2026 began trending within minutes, each one a testament to just how seismic this announcement was. The first project, set to begin filming in January 2025, is a high-stakes romantic thriller for a major streaming platform, tentatively titled Shadow of the Heart. Set against a backdrop of an international arts smuggling ring, Chang Wook will play a conflicted Interpol agent whose loyalties are tested when he falls for the mysterious woman he's been assigned to investigate. The role promises a blend of action, romance, and psychological intrigue, a combination that plays directly to his strengths. Fans still talk about the intensity he brought to past action roles, and pairing that with a deeply emotional love story is already being hailed as a match made in drama heaven. Insiders from the production have teased that Shadow of the Heart will feature elaborate location shoots across Europe and Asia, including high-speed chases through the streets of Rome, tense rooftop confrontations in Istanbul, and intimate, candlelit scenes in hidden corners of Paris. This is one of the most ambitious projects we've ever attempted, the director revealed in an interview. It requires an actor who can handle both the physical demands of action and the subtlety of emotional performance. Chang Wook is that rare talent who can do both, effortlessly. But the thrill doesn't stop there. No sooner will Shadow of the Heart wrap than will dive headfirst into his second project, a summer 2025 blockbuster film that has already been described by insiders as the action event of the year, titled Iron Vow. The movie will see him stepping into the role of a former elite soldier drawn back into the fray when a shadowy organization threatens global security. The film's producers have spared no expense, assembling a team of international stunt coordinators, visual effects specialists, and a cinematographer known for capturing epic scale with stunning intimacy. For Iron Vow, Ji has committed to an intense physical training regimen that reportedly began months before filming was scheduled. Fans have caught glimpses of him leaving a boxing gym late at night, his shirt clinging with sweat, or spotted him on hiking trails in the early morning, building stamina for the physically demanding role. It's not just about looking the part, he told a fitness magazine in a rare behind-the-scenes feature. Moving like someone who's lived this life. For these battles, I owe it to the character, and to the audience, to get it right. The stakes for Iron Vow are high, not only because of its scale but because it represents Ji's return to big-screen action after a notable hiatus. His last major film in the genre was several years ago, and while he has kept busy with dramas and romantic comedies since, fans have been clamoring for him to bring his charisma and athleticism back to the cinema. Early concept art from the production, leaked online, shows him in tactical gear against a backdrop of crumbling cityscapes and fiery skies, promising a visual spectacle worthy of the wait. While most actors might take a well-deserved break after two such demanding projects, Chang Wook seems determined to push the envelope even further. His third confirmed project, scheduled for early 2026, is perhaps the most surprising of the trio, a sweeping, character-driven period drama titled The Emperor's Letters. Set in the late 19th century, the story follows a brilliant but reclusive scholar who becomes an unlikely advisor to the throne during a time of political upheaval. It's a role that will require not only a mastery of historical mannerisms and speech but also the ability to convey layers of quiet strength and vulnerability. Fans were stunned by the announcement, as this marks Ji's first foray into full-scale historical production in years. While he has dabbled in period settings before, Emperor's Letters promises to be a deep dive into the genre, complete with elaborate costumes, palace intrigue, sweeping cinematography. The project's acclaimed screenwriter has described the role as the performance of a lifetime, hinting that it will challenge Ji in ways audiences have never seen before. By the time the press conference wrapped, buzz was unstoppable. News outlets scrambled to publish their first takes, while fan-made posters, edits, and reaction videos flooded timelines. On forums, debates raged over which project would be the biggest hit, with some fans predicting that the diversity of roles would make 2025 to 2026 Chang Wook's defining era. Back at home that evening, Ji took to his own social media again, posting a simple photo, a desk covered in scripts, with a cup of coffee steaming in the corner. The caption read, "Let's get to work." It was a quiet counterpoint to the day's chaos, a reminder that beneath the excitement lay months, years, even, of dedication, preparation, and craft. For Chang Wook, the announcement was just the beginning. For his fans, it was the promise of something unforgettable. Days after the announcement, it became clear that Chang Wook's triple project revelation had done more than excite his fanbase. It had sparked a wave of cultural conversation that stretched far beyond entertainment headlines. Everywhere from television talk shows to morning radio programs, his name was on people's lips. Industry insiders began calling it the Chang Wook effect, a shorthand for the rare ability to capture attention across demographics, genres, and markets with a single strategic move. Critics lauded the decision to diversify so boldly. What we're seeing is a masterclass in career momentum. Veteran film critic wrote, by aligning himself with three vastly different projects, each with its own tone, audience, and artistic challenge, Ji is not just staying relevant. He's setting the pace for everyone else. On social media, fans took it a step further, calling him the Three-Crown King and designing fan art that portrayed him wearing three gleaming crowns, each inscribed with the title of one of the upcoming productions. The promotional engine for Shadow of the Heart kicked into gear almost immediately. Teaser posters began appearing on subway platforms in Seoul, each one dominated by Ji's silhouette against a backdrop of stormy skies and a shadowy cityscape. The tagline read, "When love becomes the greatest risk of all." Hours of their debut, commuters were stopping to take photos, posting them online with captions like "already obsessed" and "how am I supposed to wait until next year?" Cast was revealed gradually, in a carefully orchestrated rollout designed to keep interest high. His leading lady, a rising star with a reputation for bringing emotional depth to complex roles, was announced via joint Instagram live session. The broadcast, which drew hundreds of thousands of live viewers, saw the two actors teasing each other and sharing stories about their first script reading. "We have a lot of intense scenes," G admitted with a mischievous smile. "But I think audiences will see that the tension comes from more than just the plot." The comments sent the chat into overdrive. Fans posting heart emojis and speculation about on-screen chemistry. Behind the scenes of Shadow of the Heart, he was throwing himself into the world of his character. Reports emerged of him spending weeks in intensive firearms training and shadowing a retired law enforcement officer to understand the psychology of someone living under constant danger. Between action rehearsals and location scouting trips, he was also working with a dialect coach to perfect the slight European accent his role required. "It's exhausting," he admitted during a brief media stop. "It's the good kind of exhaustion, the kind that tells you you're building something worth the effort." While Shadow of the Heart was still deep in production, action for Iron Vow was moving forward like a well-oiled machine. G's schedule became a dizzying rotation of shoots, training, costume fittings, and meetings. The film's producers released a behind-the-scenes training montage on YouTube, showcasing his grueling workouts, sprinting up steep hills, sparring in the ring, practicing hand-to-hand combat in a dimly lit gym. The video quickly racked up millions of views, with fans leaving comments like "he's not acting, he's living it and this is why he's the best." As the months rolled on, his name became synonymous with discipline and commitment. Fellow actors spoke in interviews about how inspired they were by his work ethic. A co-star from Iron Vow described him as the first on set and the last to leave, always with the same energy he had on day one. Crew members, who often remain invisible to the public, took to social media to share stories of his kindness, bringing snacks to late-night shoots, helping to move equipment, and remembering the names of everyone from the lighting team to the makeup assistants. By the time Iron Vow entered principal photography, the industry was watching with bated breath. Early set photos leaked to the press showed G in full tactical gear, his face streaked with grit and determination as he navigated a crumbling urban landscape. The images ignited a new wave of speculation about the film's plot twists and potential franchise possibilities. Trade publications began predicting box office dominance, with some analysts suggesting that the combination of G's star power and the film's global storyline could make it one of Korea's biggest cinematic exports in years. And then came the curveball, news that The Emperor's Letters, his 2026 period drama, filmed by an internationally acclaimed director known for sweeping historical epics. The announcement added an entirely new layer of prestige to the already ambitious project. Overnight, the internet filled with side-by-side images of G in past period costumes alongside fan-made concept art of how he might look in the elaborate robes and hairstyles of the era. "This is going to break me in the best way," one fan tweeted, summing up the collective anticipation. Preparation for The Emperor's Letters was unlike anything G had tackled before. In addition to studying historical texts and political history from the late 19th century, he worked with a historian to understand the nuances of court etiquette and cultural norms of the time. Costume fittings became full-day affairs, with layers of silk, embroidery, and ornate accessories weighing down his frame. Yet when he emerged from the fitting room, he carried himself with a regal bearing the role demanded. "When you wear the clothing, you feel the character," he told a documentary crew filming a behind-the-scenes special. "It's humbling to step into a world that existed so long before us." Despite the relentless pace, G maintained an open line of communication with his fans, regular updates on social media that offered glimpses into his journey. Sometimes it was a quiet shot of a script covered in handwritten notes, other times, a playful selfie with co-stars during a break in filming. Each post was met with an avalanche of comments, likes, and shares, a digital chorus of encouragement from around the globe. 2025 drew closer. The promotional cycles for all three projects began to overlap, creating a kind of constant presence for G in the public eye. Magazine covers featuring him sold out within days, and streaming platforms reported spikes in viewership for his older works as new fans sought to familiarize themselves with his career. In the span of a single year, He had gone from being a beloved star to a cultural phenomenon. The premiere of Shadow of the Heart in spring 2025 was nothing short of a media circus. The red carpet was lined with fans holding banners and bouquets, their cheers echoing off the buildings as Ji arrived. He took his time walking the line, signing autographs, taking selfies, exchanging warm words with those who had waited hours just to catch a glimpse of him. Inside the theater, the atmosphere was electric. Lights dimmed and the first strains of the score began to play. The audience seemed to collectively lean forward, to be swept away. By the time the credits rolled, they were on their feet, applauding not just the story, but the man at its heart. Shadow of the Heart dominated streaming charts in multiple countries within its first week. Its mix of suspense, romance, production values winning over both critics and casual viewers. Reviewers praised Ji's performance as layered and magnetic, how he managed to convey both the steely resolve of a lawman and the vulnerability of a man falling in love against his better judgment. Fan edits flooded TikTok and Instagram, the most emotionally charged moments and cementing the drama's status as a must-watch. As summer arrived, attention shifted to Iron Vow. The marketing campaign leaned heavily into the action spectacle, releasing teaser trailers packed with explosive sequences, adrenaline-pumping music, and just enough hints at the emotional stakes to keep audiences hooked. When it finally hit theaters, the response was overwhelming. Action aficionados hailed it as a benchmark for Korean cinema, while international audiences embraced it as a thrilling, high-quality alternative to Hollywood blockbusters. Box office numbers soared, and within 2 weeks of release, the studio announced plans for a sequel. By the time The Emperor's Letters began filming, Ji was riding a wave of unprecedented momentum. Casting announcement, every behind-the-scenes photo, a leaked snippet of dialogue became headline news. The period drama's production schedule was grueling, stretching from dawn until late at night. But Ji approached it with the same unwavering commitment he had shown all year. "It's a marathon, not a sprint," he said in one interview. "But when you love the work, the fatigue feels like a badge of honor." 2026 approached and the release of The Emperor's Letters loomed. Was a palpable sense that Chang Wook was no longer just an actor, he was an event. Each of his projects had not only succeeded but had elevated the standard for what was possible in Korean entertainment. The intrigue of Shadow of the Heart, the heart-pounding spectacle of Iron Vow, and the sweeping gravitas of The Emperor's Letters formed a trifecta that showcased the full spectrum of his abilities. When asked in a year-end interview what these projects meant to him, Ji paused for a long moment before answering. "They're more than roles," he said finally. "They're chapters in a story I've been telling my whole career, a story about growth, about taking risks, about giving everything I have to the people who believe in me." Interviewer smiled. "And what comes next?" Ji's answer was simple, delivered with the same quiet confidence that had marked his announcement nearly 2 years earlier. "Whatever challenges me the most." And with that, the man who had conquered 2025 and 2026 with 3 unforgettable performances stepped into the future, leaving behind a legacy of artistry, ambition, and a promise that the best was yet to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Chang Wook's incredible 2025-2026 lineup. Enjoyed diving into his upcoming projects? Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we bring you more exclusive stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us which of Chang Wook's 3 projects you're most excited for. Until next time, this is Red Carpet Revealed, signing off.